This is only going to be quick on YouTube, but I streamed WWZ earlier, and I thought I'd go through some of the new stuff that's been added, but the main one is the crossplay. That's now available. Obviously you got that, and then you got at the top your first person, which is new, which a lot of the Call of Duty fans, those people will find interesting. So I'm going to turn that on just to show you what it's like. It does have the first person and third person's FOV scale. As I've mentioned before, in real life, some people have a narrow field of view, others have wider one. Mine's a really wide field of view, so when I play a game and it's got narrow, it throws me off. So I can't deal. So I've turned the because a lot of people get motion sickness with a wide field of view or a narrow field of view. That's where it's suggested to adjust it to how you feel comfortable. It doesn't make me feel sick if I narrow it, but it just, from what I see in real life to what I see on the screen, it doesn't look right. All the other settings are about the same as what they were. I can't see anything major there. Like, it does have the highlights for your teammates and stuff like that. But yeah, the main thing this stream is for the first person. So I've turned it on. I'm just gonna go co-op, offline.
Winter hasn't officially.
In small groups of 12 to 20. 75.
I might do the Rome one.
In small groups of 12 to 20. 75 decibels resulted in an 84% attraction rate.
Again with the losing connection. Oh my god. Okay, down to Rome. Okay, I'll do the Holy Ground. Customize appearance. No, I believe it's Holy Ground. Yeah, you know what? Screw it, that's fine. I prefer playing in third person with games like this purely because I like to see my character. But if I go for a realism play, then obviously first person is the way you get. Like when I play like Forza or Gran Turismo or stuff like that, it's got to be in first person. Like I cannot play it in third because when you drive a car, you obviously sit in the driver's seat. But when I play Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that, or Watch Dogs Legion, they're usually third person. You can see a character and all that, and I like that idea. Like I'm all for a first person only game, especially if it's got character creation. But when you look down, you've got to see your character, and it's got to be your character, not some standing character. I'm referring to a Cyberpunk here. When you look down, you need to be able to see your character, and you created with the gear that you've got it geared up for, and all that. That's got to be correct. You can't look down and see a floating orb, or look down and see something that's similar to your character but isn't your character. That's like, no. Go third person if that's the case.
We're nearing the graveyard now.
Okay, so here's the first person.
Was Minerva's rendezvous point. We start there.
See, this is incorrect. In first person,
been out here.
It's a floating orb.
Nobody else knows how to set the audio lures.
Well,
anybody who's been looking into it, going, Is it this? Is it that? Is it this? Is it that? It's floating orb. It's not dying light. It's not any of that sort of stuff. It's Call of Duty. It's no body when you look down. Out of curiosity, can I come into here and turn it off? Yes, I can. So there you go. You can switch between first and third on the fly. So that's handy. So let's see what else we can change on the fly. Brightness, or gamma in this case. Motion blur, which should be off regardless. Only a sadistic person puts blur on. Menu languages, so English. Subtitles off. Vibrations off, save batteries. I don't know why anyone would swap these buttons around, but I suppose if you're disabled or got arthritis or something like that, then it could come in handy. For example, I have got arthritis. So for example, I find it difficult to hit the left trigger to aim. I can swap left trigger. Does it give me the option? Yes. I can swap the left trigger to the left shoulder button, which might make it easier or harder, whichever way you want to look at it. It would have been better if it just had a binding system. But as you can see, there's no binding. That's where Fallout, Bethesda in general, have it pinpointed. You go into your controller, you tell it exactly what button does what, and that's what it should be on every game. Out of curiosity, if I go into first person and go to camera and widen it out, that's max width. That's minimum width. So that's as narrow as you can get. And if I go back into there and get a camera, and that is as wide a view you can get. And that is closer to well, still not quite wide enough to what I see in real life. Because when I'm looking at this car here, I can see almost directly, like if I look straight ahead, I can see almost directly beside me, so I could see those two guys. I wouldn't be able to see her, but looking straight ahead, I should be able to see at least his gun and him, and possibly even him. But as you can see, it doesn't even quite go that wide. But if you're a first-person player, it's got first person. That's all this stream was about, was to show you that. There you go. First person in WWZ now. Obviously there are some other little changes like the extra levels. This character's new, that one's new, that one's new, that one's new, all these are new. The level has obviously got its own, as you can see, its own regional hints, if you want to call them that. So I'm guessing it'll be a bit like some of the other games, where like PowerPoints or signage, all that sort of stuff. If you're in Europe, it'll be European. If you're in America, it'll be American, that sort of stuff. I do wish I can get rid of that blur, because as you can see, like the field of view's width is good, but the depth of field, the bottom left hand corner where the character is close to the screen, how it's gone all blurry, I kind of don't like that. But I do not believe there is a setting for it. Let's go to setting. Not there. Oh, just to show you, if I go default motion blur, just to show how nauseating it is. Oh, look at that. That is disgusting. Like, why would you have that turned on? Do not turn motion blur on. Oh my god. Okay, off. Camera. Camera shake. I'll turn it on. I'll turn it on just to show you the difference between those two are. So that's what camera shake looks like. Just a little bit of blur. Camera shake actually isn't that bad. Very minimal. So wait, there's on, off, and not on weapons. Okay. Now inverted look. Anyone who does that, oh my god, what is wrong with you? Aim assist. Okay, so it's got the off, default, and then strong. I'm assuming strong would be a snap, whereas a default would be a guide to the character. And I've got it obviously set to off. Audios. The usual settings. It's good, it's got the dynamic range. HUDs, so you can turn all the HUD stuff off. So if you wanted to go hardcore, you'd turn the crosshair to nothing. Radar to off. All that stuff to be turned off. Health, ammo, equipment be turned off. You turn them off. I have nothing on your screen. Okay, let's make sure everything is correct. Okay, everything is correct. Okay.
My grandfather was buried here.
Let's try to avoid a family reunion.
Does anyone copy? I'm in the Basilica. Can anyone hear me?
Well, I'm gonna call the stream here anyway.
We're here to get you out.
There's the first person to third person switches.
Okay. Hold tight at the church.
Actually, curiosity, what happens if I do my shoulder swap? Nothing. Because, yeah, when you're in third person, I think it's that button, you can swap shoulders. It does suck that I can't actually bring up and go, when you're in third, have it go to first when you aim down scope. Hindsight's aiming. That'd be cool. Actually, can I? Shoulder. No, it doesn't like it. If I do that with... Okay, nope. Yeah, just sort of test it. There you go, that's it. That's all the stream was about. WWZ Aftermath has first person. I don't know whether you own the original, whether they've added first person to the original, or whether you've got to get the Aftermath expansion to get the first person. Same with the weapons, like the weapon she's using right now is technically the Aftermath weapon. I don't know whether they're introduced in the standard one, or whether you need Aftermath. Well, I'm going to call the stream here. You guys stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.